This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to episode 112. My name is Larry.
Lawrence, Sam,
Lionel, and this is that One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Oh man, I'm so excited to be back in the studio with the guys. Thank you to everybody that's on TikTok. Thank you to everybody that's in the YouTube chat right now. I just want to say thank you. Listen, we got a super packed episode today. We have super chats to get to, which I'm pretty sure you guys are going to throw out. We have the episode to react to because we're going to watch the live episode in a couple minutes. We're going straight to it. And then we got to go over the newest One Piece chapter. So that means we got to keep things to a minimal so we could get you guys to calls, because I know you guys want to call up and ask us questions. I'm going to try to moderate my best. So if you could please just be patient with us. If you could like the video real quick, just so it can help us out just a bit better with the algo. We deeply appreciate it. I just wanted to say thank you for 54,000 subs on YouTube. Appreciate you. And then we just hit 84,000 followers on TikTok. Woo! Going crazy on the social medias. So thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you. Marv, I'm not gonna, go any deeper. Pause. But Seb, we're gonna go straight into super chats if there are any. But before that, shout out everybody that's in the chat real quick.
Yeah, we got Jason, Dana Watson, Andron Miller, That Meet Me, Brandon Wigfall, KJ, Bliss, Broker, Flame C, Vasto Lourdes, Monkey Man, Joito, Lightsaber, Trev,
Kaidito,
Chancho, Stevie Lewis, D. Corleone, Chiopet, I think it's Chiopet. Yeah, Chiopet TV, Kevin Salinas, Gadi Usopp, The Finesser, Stan,
yes.
Miguel Rosales, Portillo, Twilight Straw Hat, Ayat, Blazer, Winston, Michael G, Ayo Let's Go, Austin Hart, Toby, Procumbent, Pat Flynn, Mary Senpai, The Second Mamba.
Yo, you remember that Asian chick that was listening to Designer and she thought he was like rapping, but he was just like shouting. That's how I felt for a second. I was like.
Daniel Levert, Taters, Noun, Raheem, Gabriel Montoya, Jao Carlos Ramos, and Joy Boy Mark. What's up? I can't get to everybody, but thank y'all for being here.
Thank you.
Please like the stream if you haven't already.
Thank
and
you.
hit that subscribe button if you haven't.
You better hit that subscribe button.
The team,
coming over
man.
here double cheeked up. Looking good. How dare you? Marv, let's get into the episode. So, guys, just so you know, we are going to be watching the episode right now. And that means if you're on TikTok, come over to the YouTube. Listen, guys, Marv is going to have it in the corner. It's going to be slightly faded so we don't get demonetized or copyrighted, right? But we're going to do our best. Marv's going to do his best. So, Marv, whenever you're ready, let's get to it. And here we go.
Yo, Marv, skip to like 1:30 or something.
Nah.
I'm serious.
You
want to watch the whole thing?
Yo, I mean,
we could. That's up to you, bro. We don't got time today.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that. Hit that intro, Marv. Keep going.
That's good.
All right, go back a little bit, Marv. Oh, man. All right. What did you guys think about the episode? We'll start with Seb. And then give us your rating.
So of the Gear 5th stuff that we got, like I don't think we got a lot. Like I'm not gonna say we didn't get a lot. But it looked great to me, right? I know you said the exposure was a little too high for you. I thought the light was a nice touch because it's been dark. I know Onigashima the whole time, and the whole point of like the sun god is bringing the dawn. It's like I'm making it bright now.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it. I thought the animation looked great. I laughed several times. Like I thought that looked cool. The things Luffy was doing. I hate that we got so much Hiyori Orochi. in the episode, I would have like even just dedicated a whole additional episode to like that stuff and other things that were happening on Wano, and then just went full Gear 5th for this episode personally.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they reused the animation a few times. Like I think it was like 3 times.
Yeah, it was like 3 times.
I didn't like that. But of the new Gear 5th stuff that we did get, I thought it was fire, man. Like I laughed at. I had callbacks in my mind to like watching cartoons on Saturday. Seriously.
Yeah. And
like, I think that's like one of the big positives of this. Like Lawrence was talking about earlier, merging both worlds, and like people have been saying that a lot on TikTok and on like on Twitter and stuff. Like in general, like that aspect of this.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't need to push the seriousness all the time when you get into the climax of like the big bad fights. So like I like the goofiness that we got. And like I like Kaido's reaction to it. Like I think in the anime it was dope. It was like, yo, this is kind of crazy. But he was still like, yo, I'm sorry. Like it was like he's still serious, but it's like, yo, he's recognizing that like this is kind of wild what's happening at the same time. I thought the beat was really dope. I thought the cutaway to the �々was great. Yeah. Like I think that whole conversation was really good. Everything Gear 5th was good. Just I didn't like the reused animation. Yeah. So I would have just did way more Gear. I would have did a full Gear 5 episode. Like it would have. I wouldn't even have. The only stuff we got from the live floor, like that stuff was fine because it was reacting to Luffy.
Yeah, that
like,
was dope.
You know what I mean? Like that plays into the fight. The Hiyori Orochi stuff I could have did without. So, but I don't think you asked for the rating, so I'll give it later.
Yeah, give the rating now.
Solid 8.
Solid 8?
Solid 8, yeah. Because I did really enjoy the Gear 5th stuff when we got it. Yeah. It just took a while.
Yeah. So. All right, Law?
Now, yeah. Honestly, I liked it. I liked, like I said, the Gear 5th stuff. I liked how they had Luffy look. And so, like, going into combining both worlds, I'll elaborate a little bit more on that, is because, like, for example, the powers of anime are somewhat, like, ridiculous, you know? Yeah. Like, we think of Dragon Ball Z, you think of other Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, One Piece. You go on the powers you're able to do and the abilities you're able to do. You know, not just powers, but also capabilities, whatever, right? And it kind of makes, like you said, we talk about Hawks or overpowered. Now you're tapping into a Toon world where even with anime, there's rules. Yeah. Right? But Toons don't follow rules. They can literally do whatever they want. But they're just they don't have crazy powers. But they don't die and they don't follow rules. So now you're combining the anime world with the Toon world, where they have overpoweredness, like crazy abilities, capabilities, and power, like energy, mixed in with a world where you could like do anything you want, right, with no rules. You combine that person's gonna be ridiculously strong, and that's for showing that, and that's what it brings into more like it. Like Luffy keeps talking about freedom, right? Luffy says in the beginning when he turned to Gear 5th, he goes, when he's saying what's going on, he goes, I feel like I could do anything I want. Anything I always wanted to do, right? And first time I was talking to someone about it too, they mentioned how even the Luffy's stages of even the gears, the second gear, the third gear, even the Gear 4th, were all kind of like, and the way he said it, anyway, pre-visions for Gear 5th. They were like, they weren't complete Gear 5th. Like they were kind of like parts of it, of what all Luffy can do. And that's why I mentioned, like, I don't think Luffy's gonna needs to, it's animate to blow up your thing like that, but I don't think Luffy needs to because the freedom. Part of Luffy in the previous, his rule was I had to give energy to my fist to make it Gear 3. I have to give energy and Haki to my body, to my muscles to make it Gear 4. Gear 5, I just do that at will. You know, I don't need to follow that rule, you know? So making more freedom, like I could just do whatever I want. I could turn this into rubber. And I loved how he was just bouncing, turning, in a way like a trampoline. You know?
Do you remember in the manga if they did that?
I don't remember him blowing into. If he did, then I'll recall it. But
you know what chapter it is, Seb? Maybe we could go back to it and just check. Yeah, but keep going.
Yeah. So I like that aspect of it too, and also like I said, the tunes wise, I was thinking of Mario. Not exactly a tune, but like Mario and like Tom and Jerry, when they had Kaido roasted, like after he blew back the blast breath.
And mind you, of Wile E. Coyote.
Exactly. Yeah. He's just like, huh? Like, that's what like that Toon world is, that freedomness, and that's where like anybody would want that freedom, and that fits like Luffy so much. So the way they capture that in the anime, I loved it, and the power too. Where like we saw 2 different lightnings, you know, like skyrocketing throughout Luffy like crazy. We saw like this gold red looking lightning and the black Haki lightning, I guess symbolizing his conquerors. And it looked crazy because it was like reaching all the way to like the moon, or I guess they showed it like it was the sun, but it's nighttime, so it's I guess the moon, right?
Yeah.
Reaching all that too. And then the way they showed like Nika and how he was dancing and he jumped in the sky, the choreograph for that looked dope to me.
Yeah.
You know? I love Kaido's reaction and everyone seeing that, and him dragging like Kaido out of the grab. You think of like they grab a snake out of a barrel or out of the hole,
Out of your boot?
like he just did that. There's a snake in my boot, but pretty much like how he did that. But honestly, everything out that I liked it. For rating wise, I'll give it honestly. You know me, I'm strict with my ratings. Because there's a few things, like I said, recycling the same thing where they could give more, and also because me and Lionel already mentioned it before, where we have some problems with the anime, we know that post time skip, Luffy doesn't need to go full body gear, right? He could do just his arm gear second and stuff like that. And I kind of tying that too, where they're adding like Luffy having, I don't know if he has to blow up his arm, I don't think he needs to. Part to like you're limiting Luffy's growth, right? And recycling the screen, so I'm gonna give it a solid 7 for that. 7. You know, I really liked it, but there's a few things I'm strict with my things. But what you got, Larry?
Did he do it in the manga? Because I saw you looking at it.
So I'm looking at it in the manga now. We don't see whether he blows his arm up or not.
You see his
He
face?
just, the fist just comes in.
It just comes through the hole.
Because
and
you
grabs
get
him.
it from the perspective of Kaido and like the live floor. So it just like immediately bashes in and grabs him.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
But also, I'm thinking even later on, like towards the end of the fight,
I'd have to go back and read
they don't. I never saw once they show Luffy have to do it. He just kind of does.
Did he do it with the Onigashima punch? When he did it with the Bajran gun?
Right. And then also too with Giant Luffy, how you blowing up your
sure
head?
I don't know
he
if he did. I
did
thought
it
he did.
Bajran gun.
I don't think he
but that
did.
was Bajran gun. Like it was supposed to be shown as a more like there's more in here.
But also too like Giant Luffy, right? When whole body Luffy, how you blow your whole self up? You know, you just kind of does it.
Did he blow him himself up?
No, he
Make
just
him
kind
bigger?
of he just went.
Or he just
giant-
expanded?
So what happens when he goes full body, like the giant version of himself? He does have himself like puffed up, but then he shoots air out to go up into the air, like into the clouds,
And then he just huge.
appears.
Okay. Yeah.
Huge. So
All right.
we don't know.
knows?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we don't know.
All right, so it's still hidden. All right, for me, I thought just seeing Gear 5th was crazy. I feel like this is what we've all been waiting for, is just to see Gear 5th. Like, it's something that we're super excited about. And I think sometimes, like, maybe I'm too excited. Maybe I'm like, yo, like, this is finally here. And since it is here, I want to see exactly just that. So, like, when the Hiyori stuff came on, bro, I couldn't tell you how much my interest level dropped. It dropped, like, I went from, like, a 12 to, like, a straight -2, bro.
Dang.
I was like, yo, I need stuff to talk about because I'm just not interested. Like, I get, like, this is what happened in the manga, but to me, I'm just like, oh, man, I could have did without this. I agree with Sebastian. Like, maybe we could have added more, like, an episode dedicated to just that with everybody else's, like, whatever's happening in their happenings. I thought that would have been cool. But just to focus on Gear 5, even if he's, like, just, transforming, I would have liked to see him do, like, other things besides, like, bounce around and use the same animation, like, 3 times.
Right.
I personally would have liked to see him, like, running across Onigashima with, like, the spinning legs.
Yeah.
Or just do more, like, Looney Tune things. Because for me, I just want to see Gear 5. So when I saw the multiple, like, animations, which the animation looks very hard to do. Like, it looks like they took a lot of time in order to draw that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to knock it. I get it. They're probably saving it for next episode, which I hope. But ultimately, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Like, regardless what's going to happen next episode, I feel like this is the episode we wanted to see Luffy just beat Gear 5, bro.
Right.
And if you're going to add these Kaido-like things, add them. And they were great when they were. But I don't know, like, I enjoyed it. I feel like everybody's going to give this episode a very high rating because we're finally seeing Gear 5. But if we take out that general, like, expectation of wanting to just see Gear 5, I think if you look at this episode 5 years later from now, you're going to probably be like, yo, this episode is kind of, like, bad. For, like, so I would say, I know you got an 8, I know you got a 7. Bro, I thought... You take out that Gear 5 expectation, I think it's like a 5 out of 10, bro. Like a strong 5. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I know people are going to get at me. They're going to go in the comments, Larry, you're so nice.
You're allowed to feel that way, bro.
Yo, I hate Larry. Yo, bro, and that's cool. You don't have to like what I say. But for me personally, I think if I was leading as a director of this episode, I would have done much more than what was shown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just for me.
Yeah, I would have definitely dragged out the Kaido Luffy stuff. Like, even if it's just them fighting more. Like, there's just a lot you could do there.
Yeah, and you know what it was too? Even when they were fighting, there was a lot of like weird camera angles, and I didn't know what was going on half of the time. Like during that fight, like Luffy would be running up like a mountain or like the cliff, like whatever he created, and then like I didn't know where he was going, and sometimes I kind of don't like that because it happens in anime a lot, especially with like Black Clover when he was fighting for the first time with the half devil form that he had, and he was versus some guy. The camera angles just go crazy, and it kind of happened with Naruto versus Pain, where the camera angles just like how is Pain like sliding on water and doing, and you don't know where he is most times. It's just like things just moving and happening. Mm-hmm. I think the perfect type of animation that I like to see, where it's very focused and very poetic and very like in tuned, is Kakashi versus Obito. If you ever watch that episode when they're fighting and they're going back to like childhood traumas, they have the right amount of drama, the right amount of fighting, and the right type of I know what's happening animation. Mm-hmm. And I think if they do that for Luffy versus Kaido with the Toon stuff, oh my God, that could be one of the best episodes ever. Ever. Like, it's not even close because of the scale of everything that's happening. Yeah. So,
before we move on, there's one thing I did want to say, and it's something I saw on Instagram. I thought it was dope, is that the Gear 5th episode launched on August 6th.
Yeah.
And August 6th is the like anniversary date of the Hiroshima bombing.
Yeah.
I think for the animators and for One Piece to try to be like this positive thing on that such a negative day for them, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
And shout out to the people who came up with that.
Shout out to Japan, bro.
Yeah, man, they've been through some stuff, but
Japon.
Nippon. That's
what language is that?
No, never mind. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know what language that was.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Lawrence with a 7, Seb with an 8, me with a 5. Your favorite bald head. All right. We have a lot of super chats to go through. After we go through the super chats, we are gonna go directly into the One Piece chapter, the latest chapter. So let's do this.
All right. Yeah, we got $2 from Procumbent. It says Strawhats have better off-screen hockey than Blackbeard does. We got another 2 from Raheem Richards. It says first time chatting. Birthday was yesterday. Blessed. Happy birthday, Raheem.
Yes, happy birthday. Also, Broker's birthday is in like 2 days.
Yo, so is 꽍𝐼𝐻's.
Yes.
Same birthday.
Yeah. Shout out to all you guys.
Yeah. We got another 5 from Colton Rockholt. It says first time live. Keep it up, guys. Thank you for being here, man. Like the street.
Thank you.
We got another 5 from Austin Honcho. It says, "What's up, gang? Y'all spoiling with an episode and a chapter. Episode and a chapter today. You know I had to like the stream. By the way, appreciate this scare on TikTok, Lawrence. LMAO.
Wait, what?
I guess you scared somebody.
Maybe you scared somebody, bro.
We got another.
Turn your hockey off.
We got another 2 from Roshi1. No comment, so just thank you, Roshi, for the $2.
Thank you.
We got 20 gifted memberships from Pig Hudson, aka
It gotta be Pig, man.
Thank you so much. For those of y'all that are able to get these memberships, throw a W in the chat.
Yeah, throw a W in the chat for Pig, man.
Seriously.
Thank you.
We got another 5 from FaZe Kringle, but there is no super chat attached. So thank you, FaZe.
Thank you.
Yes,
Next time.
Appreciate you.
Let's hear from you. We got another 15-month membership to Yonko Status from Twilight Straw Hat. It says, much love as always. Y'all are always killing it every week. Thank y'all for making my day every Monday. Hashtag Simps for Seb. Hashtag Marv's a goat. Yeah, man. Shout out to Marv.
So what about me and Lawrence? What about me and Lawrence? There's nothing for me and Lawrence? That's crazy, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Nah, bro.
We got another 5 from Lawrence. It says, yo, Larry, who you got winning a 1v1v1? Fraudhawk, rat hair, or off-screen beard? Rules, no black paint on swords, no screen time, and no help from the Gorosei.
Rat hair.
Pettiness. We got another 2 from Jared Petit. It says, Pearl from Baratier is a Lunarian. Hashtag Larry is egghead. We got another 5 from Monkey D Sauce. It says, glad to catch a live stream again. I hope y'all have as much a good time with the new episode as I did. Much love, y'all. How can I become a member?
You can become a member by just watching us.
Hit that subscribe button, man, and hit the like button.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Be a
you.
member.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we got another 10 from FaZe Kringle. It says, if there is a sun god Nika fruit, does that mean there is a moon god fruit that controls the sea? The ocean?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very possible. Emu might have it. We have another 2 from Roshi1. It says, dang, Law ran out of chakra this week.
No, actually, you know how you send your clone to do stuff and you get that memory? He's doing other things. So
He's on the waterfall right now.
It's okay to admit you ran out of hockey, bro.
Nah, man. Never that.
Or chakra or whatever.
Never that.
Right. We got another 5 from @27. It says, this was a great weekend for One Piece fans. You guys are amazing.
Thank
you for all the work you do. Hashtag like the stream. Yes. Like the stream. We have
thank
over
you.
500 people
Thank you.
watching right now, but only
Thank
256 likes. Please like the stream if you're enjoying the
How is there
content.
500 people and none of you guys liked? How rude.
We got
How awful.
We got another membership to 𝙬𝙀 Bukai from John Hill for 2 months. It says, best anime podcast out there on any subject.
Thank you.
Glad to see y'all representing.
Listen, man, we might be
Appreciate you,
jumping
John.
into more animes later, so.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. We got another 5 from Anime's Judgment Day. It says, I've been debating this in the Discord. Is Dofi commander level? If yes, where do you rank his strength to King, Cat? I got Dofi 1, King 2, Cat 3. Ah, man. Well, yes, I think he's commander level. I don't think
has
he's
to be.
YC1 level. I think he's YC2.
He's like YC2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. He can't scale him to King and Cat, bro.
Yeah.
You just can't.
I mean, it'd be
I love him.
a good fight, but
wait.
it's a good fight though.
I'm not trying to start no argument.
Yeah,
here,
we can't do it. We don't got
but-
time.
I know, but
What's up?
how you gonna put Marco there, but not Doflamingo? Like I got Doflamingo over Marco, bro.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't. Anyway,
crazy.
we got another 2 from Family First. It says, how does the Luffy Shanks reunion go in your mind? They never reunite.
Who? Luffy Shanks?
Yeah.
Hopefully they never
Oh, they
reunite.
definitely. I got them united. I
Shanks
said this a bunch of
smacks
times.
Luffy in the face and takes his hat back.
Like, you dirtied it. No.
What's this mark on here?
Why'd it take so long?
Is this sewn together? No. No.
Did Bucky touch this?
Yo, man.
Did Bucky touch this?
Just tell me right now. Did Bucky touch this hat? Oh, fun.
Imagine like Luffy's like, no. He's like, you lying.
You're lying.
How was that Marineford?
I seen it. Anyway, we got another 5 from It's Beaker. It says, just want to say thank you guys for being amazing.
Oh, thank
I
you.
joined BetterHelp because of your ads, and it's done wonders. Keep up the good work. Much love. We love to hear that, man.
I'm glad that you did
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah,
Good job on that, bro.
yeah, man. Get your mind right.
Improve physically, mentally, and spiritually.
And financially.
And
Always.
Yeah. Do all those things, bro.
And grow your hockey.
Get that paper.
It's doing stuff like that is the same as going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got another 2 from Anime's Judgment Day. It says, Sun God Moonwalk was the best part of the episode. Yo, I peeped
Yo,
it, bro.
he really did. Yo, he really
He
did
was
moonwalk.
moonwalking, bro.
Yo, real talk, 6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Just because of the moonwalk. Just because of the moonwalk.
All right. We got another 10 gifted memberships from James Hudson, a.k.a. Pig. Pig, thank you, man,
Oh,
for so
Pig,
much.
thank you, bro. You're the best.
We got another 10 from Bryce. It says, next episode is 10:45. It's going to be a full fight episode. One can hope. One can hope.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I'm ready.
I expect it to be fire. in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm like,
We reacting to that, too?
yeah, we
I
could do
bet.
it.
I'm with it. We got another 𝙬𝙀 Bukai membership from It's Lucario. Yo, Lucario was so dope to play with in
Pause. But keep going.
you know what I'm
Smash
talking
Bros?
about.
Smash.
Yeah, Smash Bros. But enjoy the emojis that come with being a warlord. We got another 5 from Elentual. I don't know why I couldn't say that. It says, I was introduced to y'all through clips my bro shared, and I've been hooked ever since. Thrilled I can finally be here. Show what you guys are doing. Love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you guys want to share our stuff, please do. It helps us. But
Yeah, thank you guys.
we got another 12-month membership to Yonko Status from James Hudson, a.k.a. Pig. It says, Larry's going to have some hate, I'm sure. Hashtag Larry has bad takes. Hashtag Sims for Seb. Hashtag Lionel isn't real.
Bro, I'm just a realist,
Pig.
bro. I don't get hyped like y'all.
Thank you, Pig. We got another 20 from Celestial Donkey. Simply put, hashtag Buggy Gang. I know
Thank
what's
you,
coming.
CD.
Thank you, CD.
Saw you in the Discord, bro. Saw you for a quick second.
Chat with CD the other day, man.
Yo, shout out to CD, bro.
We got another 2 from Project Iceman. Says Luffy was the mask smoking.
Hey, if they do a reference to the Mask movie, that would be dope.
TOPT lore, that's Larry's favorite movie, bro.
Stanley. Ifkiss.
Word.
We got another 5 from BushyBrow28. It says, name 5 pro athletes from any sport an all-time that you think would have conquers hockey. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna need some help here.
Mike Tyson.
Nah.
Conquers hockey?
Nah.
He literally instilled fear into his
bro.
opponents.
That's intimidation.
What
That's
do you think conquers hockey
Nah,
is?
bro,
It's not
the
just
same. It's not the
intimidation,
same,
though.
bro. It's not the same.
Okay.
You think Mayweather would have it?
He got observation.
He got observation.
He got
Crazy.
observation, bro.
Oh, man.
All right, we gotta go though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't got time. My bad, guy.
Well, list athletes in the chat, please, y'all. I lost my place. All right. We got another 5 from Kermit Die. It says, theory about Sanji and him getting conk. He won't have it unless his end goal dreams change. Maybe. We got another 10 from Q-Skill. It says, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the camera is never stable when it's on Luffy. Also notice how all the observation hockey specials was the one reacting to Luffy. Gear 5 was a 10-chapter fight. Next episode, Gear 5 only.
We'll see.
I don't know that Kid is an observation hockey specialist. Like, I don't think they've ever said that.
No.
He probably just means that those
They
people
have
have
it. Okay.
observation, yeah.
Yeah. But all right. Thank you, Q. We got another 2 from Bliss. It says, you're allowed to feel how you feel, but that's crazy. Probably in...
Oh, yeah, it's very much in regards to me.
We got another 5 from Loopy. It says, I want to ask, do you think we will see Sanji fight with his hands when his eyebrows flip? Will be a member here soon.
No. It's not happening.
I think there's one avenue that can go to Sanji using his hands, but I think we're past that now.
He very sticks to his principles.
Whole cake is the whole. It would have been there. We got another 2 from Caleb the Epic. It says Larry cooking with this episode review 100.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are gonna mess with my take later on.
We got another 2 from Terrence Matthews. It says I knew Larry would hate #bad take.
Yeah.
It's
I
an
expect
opinion.
this.
It's an opinion,
I
bro.
expect people are gonna say this.
We got another 2 from Loopy. It says I just wanted to say love the content. Thank you.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you. Appreciate
that.
you.
We got another 10 from Mugiwara Waters. It says God the Usopp on his spy shiz. Boys growing to a man. Shout out to Usopp.
Was that this episode?
I don't know.
I didn't see him one time.
I don't remember seeing him.
We got another,
Not once.
not once. We got another 8-month membership to Nakama Status from Celeste Smith. Thank you so much, Celeste,
Thank you.
for being a
Appreciate
member.
you, man.
We got another 10 from John Hill. It says, do you think Luffy having an island base for him and the fleet would be a W or an L? No spoiler. Does he get and keep one in the future?
I like the fact that he just resides on different islands.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a one spot type thing.
They kind of show that their ship is very much their home.
Yeah.
Right.
Very much.
And their friends are homes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I could picture them staying in Alabasta for like a year, the same way Shanks stood in Fuchsia Village.
And I was gonna say, honestly, it seemed like they modeled that because we kind of saw that from Roger and Shanks, really.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Man. The whole point is freedom. He's not going to be tied down to any specific location for longer than he needs to be.
Luffy sounds like he has commitment issues.
that's what keeps telling both Hancock no.
Man.
Yeah.
We got another 5 from Twilight Straw Hat. It says, Larry and Law, I didn't forget about y'all. Y'all are goats.
Aw.
Hey, appreciate that. Thank
You forgot about them.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We got another 5 from Roberto Figueredo. It says, this was the best week to be a One Piece fan.
Yes, it was.
And I love your opinions on the episode, and I absolutely love that One Piece broke the internet. Yeah, it had crashed. Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
and all
it
the
did?
sites.
Yeah.
Bro,
Hey, let's go.
every site you tried to get on, was Crash.
My first time was gonna happen, but that's awesome it did. 'Cause-
Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy it did because One Piece deserves that.
Yeah, man. Big W's. We got another 5 from PatFlan29. It says, the hole in Eddie's lobby is from a Mother Flame type weapon, or Uranus itself. Gotta be. 𝙧𝙪 looks exactly the same. No way that's a coincidence. We will get into that.
Yeah, we're
when
gonna
we
get into
review
the chapter very soon.
Yeah. We got another 2 from Monkey D Sauce. It says, I meant, how can I buy a membership? LOL, my bad. Larry knew. He knew what you were saying.
By watching. You're already a member, bro.
I think you have to click on the YouTube channel, and then it gives you the option in that header page to buy a subscription or buy.
Or
a
just do
membership.
nothing and just
You ain't gotta
listen
do
to
all
us.
But yes, we got another 5 from Simon. It says, have you seen Middleway's video on Sanji having Conqueror's Haki? It's an awesome theory. You should check it out. I have not.
I haven't.
I have not. No.
I haven't seen it either.
I know damn well Lawrence ain't seen it. But I'll check it out. Send it to me on the Discord, if anything. We got another 5 from JD McFly. It says, I don't know if I'm more disappointed with the Hiyori stuff sprinkled in or Chris's versus playlist. Bro, let the West Coast down for Charlo. Hashtag Seth for Charlos or Orochi.
Yo, I'm not talking about the Chris thing, bro. He made me take an L, bro.
I'm trying to tell you. How you put your faith in Chris, bro? Over Nick. Wildin'.
I was wilding. I had such a bad take.
For those of y'all that know, you know. We got another 5 from Nathan Rodriguez. It says, what do y'all think about the Gear 6 theory being full Toon Force, making Luffy invulnerable but unable to attack? I haven't heard it. Actually, have we heard it?
We've done a couple theories about Gear 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next.
We got another 2 from Party Pete. It says, what up, gang? Hashtag Buggy Gang.
Yo, Pete, don't even... Yo, I hope you're doing well, bro. I haven't spoke to you in a minute.
Yeah. We got another 5 from Anel.
And I want my Cajun shrimp. Don't think I forgot.
How do you still remember this, bro? We got another 5 from Intellectual. It says, my name on referring to myself as an intellectual, but mixing in my fave One Piece character. I figured that. Also, do you guys partake in the card game for One Piece? I don't think any of us do.
I don't.
Lionel would be the only one that might. I don't think he does either, though.
But, no.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Lawrence didn't even read the chapter.
Lawrence
Apparently.
I did. Okay.
So-
I just
Oh man, we got another 5 from the broker. It says, hi guys, thank you for the B-Day shout out. Luffy does have a base as it would be Fishman Island now that Big Mom is no longer an emperor. Hashtag Larry is right.
I think he just made it his territory, not necessarily his base.
Yeah.
It's not his base, bro. We got another 5 from Terrence Matthews. It says, Luffy keeps living Sanji's dream. He was slapped to Amazon Lily, and Boa fell in love with him, and the princesses are obsessed with him too. Kinda, yeah.
Maybe.
A little bit. He'll find the all blue first, or he'll be the one that created.
Yeah. Luffy has all those, what was it? We saw that on the Murder Drawers. All those.
He got Riz.
All the
That's what
princesses.
he has that Sanji doesn't have. He has
got,
Riz.
Yeah. Sanji used to have Riz.
He has the Riz of liberation.
Terrible, bro. We got another 5 from Party Pete. It says, Larry, don't hate on the episode too much. I think it'll be better when Wano is done as a whole. Hashtag no Cajun shrimp for Larry.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yo, we're officially enemies, bro.
It's beef now.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
That's all soups.
Yeah. You know what we're gonna do, Marv? Let's go into the sponsorship for BetterHelp, and then we'll hop into the chapter, guys. See you soon.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just struggling from low self-esteem. Listen, I've been there. We've been there. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire, simple as that, to help assess your specific needs. And then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule a secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. I happened to sign up at one point regarding my confidence issues. Next thing you know, my confidence issues are not issues anymore. I'm doing pretty well in that area. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Special offer goes out to all that One Piece Talk listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
Let's get into this.
Oh, my bad.
Chapter opens up with a cover story. It's a reader request. They wanted a cow giving Nami a cup of hot milk as she draws sea charts at night. We see this exact happening. The cow has a note in hand that reads, "The stars so pretty tonight, just like you, Nami. Shall we stargaze together?" From Sanji. She gives the cow a note back, and it says, "Thanks, saw them already." And meanwhile, Sanji is upside down, hanging outside of her window, looking like a creep. What did you guys think about this? And we'll start with Law.
I thought it was funny. Like, Nami, honestly, give the note yourself. I feel like it would be more impactful if you did that. Mm-hmm. And I like actually the other translation better. It says the star's radiance is shining bright, almost, as you're kind of saying that Nami shines brighter than that, mm-hmm. and the stars only they're getting there, but they're not as Nami. I like the way they worded it that way, mm-hmm. better than this one. And Nami's funny, and how she just responds with a note back. Yeah, I saw them already, so no thank you. That's it. But yeah, I got no on this.
Yeah. Seb?
This one hit a little close to home for me because on the day that I read this chapter, I slid in a DM. And oh my God. I got curbed, bro. So I know your pain, Sanji, you feel me? I know what it's like to try to slide, you feel me? And it just doesn't work out. So it's what it is, yo. You gotta keep your chin up, though. You gotta keep your chin up.
I can't breathe.
That's why I wanted you to read the cover one, bro. I had that one in the chamber.
What the?
Listen, bro.
Yo.
It happens to the best of us, man. You can't stop shooting them shots, though.
Yo, what? All right.
It happens, man. It happens. It happens.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay.
Shooters gotta shoot, bro.
No, I'm not married, Goku. I'm not married. I'm not married.
Yo, what the hell?
Sorry.
All right. Anyway.
You got anything, bro?
Whose milk is that? That's what I want to know. Whose milk, bro?
Is it just hot milk?
Is that Sanji's milk?
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Yo,
Come on.
I just need to know, bro.
I'm gonna be real. It's still weird if it's the cow's milk.
Yeah.
It's still weird.
Yeah. He's like, ah! And then he puts it in a cup and he's like, yo, go serve that to Nami, bro.
Nah, it's weird because this cow is tatted.
Yeah.
It has tats.
It's not organic milk.
Is that?
Definitely not, bro.
Like, you see on his shoulder.
Damn, that's not a brand either. That's a full tattoo.
Yeah, that's a full tat, bro. All right. Anyway. The story continues in the East Blue at Windmill Village. We see Whoop-Slap and Makino. They read the newspaper, and it states that Garp is missing. Whoop-Slap says he's not a goner and not to worry about him. Someone laughs, and Whoop-Slap goes to yell at them, but it turns out to be Makino's child, and he starts apologizing intensely. Makino says she's still worried about Garp and that her child is starting to recognize Big Brother Luffy. We also see Dadan, and she's crying, wondering what's going on with Luffy and Garp. Seb, what did you think about this?
Yeah, so I thought it was cool. I think anytime you see like those really, really, really early One Piece characters, it's always a positive to me. I like that they're in the newspaper. Have we confirmed that that's Makino's child?
Yes, she's continuously taking care of it.
She was taking care of Luffy and Ace. You know what I mean? Like, is that her kid? Is that Shanks'
I mean,
kid? Is the real question.
She has green hair. The kid has green hair.
Does it?
Yeah.
Have we seen the colored panel for the kid?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
It's in the anime.
Well, dope. I like that the kid is recognizing Big Brother Luffy.
Yeah.
Seemingly, because that's Shanks' kid.
Yeah.
So, Dadan, always good to see Dadan. Always. I don't have much on that. All that stuff. So.
All right. Law?
Yeah, I don't have much on it either. I just like this just adds to Oda's world building because you know how you see what's going on in the other places, but also their reaction towards it. You know, and I was go back to like you see like the beginning of One Piece characters. mainly in a relationship to Luffy or even other Straw Hat characters. So again, you see, like, remember, going back into the world building, that this is a world that Oda built, and you're seeing how little stuff that has nothing to do with them, but how it affects them. Yeah. And we can see that a little bit more later on. So I love, again, the proof of, it's just the Straw Hats are character, and then they just roam around this place. No, it's a world that actually takes place, and everyone is going through different things, and this, like, a trickle effect. Like, you do something on this side, how it affect there, you know? Because we know what happened. Never mind, because that's going on later. But yeah, I'll leave it there. I was about to go ahead.
All right. Yo, I think Oda's telling us via Whoop Slap that Garp has not departed this life. I'm going to keep it a book. I think this was, like, confirmation of that. I think also that even though he hasn't parted, he's at a very disadvantageous, like, position. And I think we should be worried about him to a degree. Mm-hmm. Makino says that her child's big brother is Luffy, and Shanks is kind of like a surrogate father to Luffy. Is Oda trying to tell us that Makino's child is Shanks' dad? Yo, it could be, bro. I don't know. That's just, whatever. There's one thing I haven't noticed, though. For 500 chapters, Windmill Village wasn't called Windmill Village. It's a part of the Goa Kingdom. Right? It's called Fuchsia Village, but that just means Windmill.
Yeah, so it's called Windmill Village, bro.
Yo, but it's actually, the name is Dawn Village.
Is it?
Yes, it was announced in chapter 589. It was called Dawn Village. And Luffy, Shanks started, gave Luffy the hat in Dawn Village. And obviously the Dawn being such a form, like a positive name now and relevant name. That was very interesting to me. I didn't notice that. But now I was like, yo, what? Mm-hmm. So it just makes sense that when Luffy left for the first time to start his journey to go after Ace, because Sabo was first, Ace was second, he was third, he left starting at Dawn Village.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Poetry.
No, yes. There you go. Goes with Oda in.
Yeah. There's two things I do want to say real quick before we move on. One was on the cover story, because I didn't actually say this. I said my whole thing about whatever. I like that Nami was drawing the maps. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
I like when they're, like, doing what they actually want to do.
And I do think that it is good to note, to your point about Whoop Slap and, like, his feeling about the Garp thing, and that is that he acted like he was calm. Mm-hmm. But when he heard someone laughing, he clearly was affected. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He went, "What's so funny?" Like, immediately, even though it was he couldn't even register that it was a little kid. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, or a baby. So, clearly he is feeling tense. Like, there's that subtle stuff that Oda will do in a chapter. But that's it.
All right. Next, we head to Loketown in East Blue, and everyone is screaming from what they think is an earthquake. The South Blue people are witnessing tsunamis. Kano country within the West Blue are freaking out from the feeling of the earthquake. Rakish in the North Blue feel it too. Laboon wails out, pun intended, from the crazy disturbance at the Grand Line. Iceberg feels the winds all the way at Water 7. Hina, the Vice Admiral, and crew also feel this at, the Marines' head base. Even Momonosuke in Wano has his citizens freaking out from it. Prisoners in Impel Down are clinging to their jail cells. Normal citizens at other places in the world are running for their lives from tsunamis. Even celestial dragons are flustered, and Imu shows face but gazes as he vibrates or she vibrates. Then we get a picture of where Leloucia once stood. There's a gaping hole, and there's no signs of it filling up with ocean water. We then hear that the earthquake caused the sea level to rise about 1 meter worldwide. This attack triggered the loss of several islands and beaches at Kamabaka Kingdom. Everyone's worried. Others across the world have nowhere to live. Whoop Slap is worried. What did you guys think about this? Starting with Seb.
All right, so the first thing that I thought, how did you know all the names of these places, bro?
Research, bro. It's my job.
I ain't do my job. I ain't know where any of these places was. I ain't even registered that said Loketown. So shout out to you for that. My first thought on this was, yo, they are screwed in Water 7, bro. Yeah. Aqua Lagoon about to go crazy this year, bro. It's over. Yeah. It's over for them. Iceberg probably make it happen, though, right? Yeah. Probably do something.
No, were you done? No.
I thought it was cool to get to all these towns. Like, we saw Momo from the side, we saw Hina, we saw Iceberg, we saw Laboon. I thought that was all cool. I wish we'd have got more locations that we have been to in these others, but I guess we haven't been to all South Blue, West Blue, etc. So, I thought it was wild that even Emu was shaking.
Yeah.
I was like I get that like the levels raised up or whatever it is, but they're so high up.
Yeah.
Like, they're so high up that I thought that they probably wouldn't be impacted. So the fact that the Celestials are also feeling the trembles is like kind of crazy to me. And then the giant hole, I think everybody who's ever read or watched One Piece immediately thought back to Enies Lobby and the giant hole there. Does this mean a Mother Flame kind of technique or attack was used to create that? Why? I know a lot of people went to God Valley. That God Valley used to be there. I don't think that Enies Lobby seemingly has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's the case, but it's very possible that this kind of an attack or Uranus or whatever was utilized to create that giant hole. So I don't remember if he went farther than that or not.
I think I just stopped at where Wood Slap was worried. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much on the Ivankov thing. It's always good to see Ivankov. And the fact that people's entire homes were like just completely covered in water, it's like, damn, bro, where were you living at?
Yeah.
Like, they said 1 meter. I was like, that's kind of wild, but like
3 feet.
Yeah, I was like, it's wild, but where are you at that your whole? I mean, I guess it's gonna vary.
Well,
based
it's
off
like
the
tsunamis
location.
and stuff.
Tsunamis,
So.
yeah. But sucks for them.
Yeah. Law?
This is what I was going into the world building. What I'll just elaborate again what I was talking about is that we all know that this took place in the New World. Yeah, we see people like as far as not even the Grand Line, but as far as like outside of the Grand Line completely are feeling the effects of what happened here. You know, causing it to again that the trickle effect of what happens here, you would feel it all around the world. Showing the big how it's all connected, and going into like what you said about Water 7, right? Because we saw that they had to build a city on top of one city, right? Because the other one city was going to get underwater. But wasn't like Iceberg working on something? I forgot to look back at it. Was he trying to turn the island into like? I swear there's one island
trying to turn
it into like a ship on the bottom,
into something that would be allowed to to lift up at will or whatever, and then float on top of it.
Right, yeah. Like turning islands, kind of like the bottom of it, kind of like a ship, so it's able to float above instead of just being flooded with water. It's been, I don't know how long, I mean, that's going to take a crazy amount of work, but it's been 2 years. They hasn't shown, I mean, who would show it, but I think you could probably get that done already, but.
He ain't Frankie, know what I mean? He ain't Frankie.
Yeah. But yeah, and so there's going to how it's affecting the world, and when you see Eam right here, this just shows me like how much, like the big reason why, how the world government rules, right? Because we saw right here how he did this kind of like it was close, right? So now we don't know if again, like Smash said, if he used it before, but like when do they have this power? Because we all know that Emu's been around for what, like at least 800 years,
Yeah.
right? So we don't know when Enel's Lobby that hole was placed, but he should know of it. Right, so I don't know if he used it before or has known to that, so he shouldn't show the nose to cause and effect, and that will show his true evilness, where like he knows the great effect this will have, but he doesn't anyway with no reason, and also why he keeps it a secret to show how why the main thing is like because I know a lot of anime people or movies and stuff, they always go back to the same thing where like people being controlled, right? You have the looming power up top who hides the truth of everyone because they feel like people prefer or to gain their power. They have to be kept in this bubble, right? And it's showing you here again how the world government operates. That we're going to do things for our best interests, regardless of how the other people are affected, and we'll just make it seem like we're the heroes, right? But there are casualties, you know? Like they are not like, oh, we're going to have casualties. No, they view everyone else as their casualties, you know? So I would like to see his reaction to this more fully, as into like the choice that he made deliberately. And how it affects like the entire world of how he responds to that. Like again, is it like a nonchalant like I don't care, you know? So and and I don't have much on that any further. Just people's reaction to that, and yeah, what you got, Larry?
When I was researching, I was like, "Yo, Logtown, that's kind of cool to go back to." The Kano country is actually where the 𝙏𝙤𝙪𝙢
Yeah.
and 𝙬𝙏𝙪 are from, which was really dope. Rakish was only named in the anime, but it's the same place that Doflamingo, when he had the book on top of his face with his eyeglasses, that's where he sent his crew to go plunder and pillage, because they ended up not wanting to side with Doflamingo's crew anymore, and they ended up allying with groups that were against him. So he went there and was like, yo, go destroy their stuff. And then take whatever you can and come back, which was cool.
When they were telling the white led story, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That was always such a dope scene.
Yeah. And then just seeing Laboon, it made me feel like I was watching Pokemon. It was like, who's that Pokemon? And then like Laboon shows up. And it was pretty funny. So this huge hole, right? This huge hole that we just saw. It made me think, obviously, of 𝑛𝑖S Lobby. I think that's where everybody's thought process went to. For me, I immediately thought, if the waves and the tsunamis were created from this earthquake, in order to create an earthquake, you have to touch the tectonic plates, and they have to shift. That's the only reason why we have tsunamis, most likely, right? Like, that's the only way. And it's crazy to find out that 𝑛𝑖S Lobby, when it has the same type of similar hole, and that explains why Water 7 had to build on top of their buildings because of whatever destruction happened some time ago that forced the citizens to live upwards, right? The same way Wano was forced to live upwards because the water had risen. 𝑛𝑖S Lobby is very close to Water 7. Now, the thing is, for me, I think that 𝑛𝑖S Lobby is where the ancient kingdom once resided. And I think that Uranus was used on the ancient kingdom. And I'll go into detail why I thought that later. But I don't think what happened to God Valley was because of Uranus. Because if so, there's people old enough to know and feel this type of earthquake, to see other islands disappear. So what I think actually happened to God Valley was that Uranus was never used on it. Instead, it might be that rocks ended up having the yami yami fruit and ended up black holing the entire island for some specific reason. Either not to be captured at all or to just go down with the ship. So for me, it would explain why the island disappeared entirely, why there was no tsunamis or earthquakes, and why overall we just don't know what happened to it. Even though they use similar wording for Lulusia and God Valley, I can see that there's a big difference. That if they did use Uranus 30-something years ago, the whole world would have felt it. There's people that are old enough that was like, yo, I've never felt this before. Like this, what is this? Which would explain why 𝑛𝑖S Lobby was created probably hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and it was probably used on Uranus.
No, that holds, because I would say the reason why it holds, going back into like Water 7, of like, because they still, like you said, why they had to build on top of it, but they still of a threat of a constant, like they said, the big lagoon, the tides that would come in constantly. That they're in constant fear of that because of they're still very close to 𝑛𝑖S Lobby, where they would still feel the effects of the immediate hole that's there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
like, if you think about it, this was felt across. We saw it in all blues.
Yeah.
We didn't just see it in one blue. We didn't see it in no. This was felt through the entire world.
I feel like my only pushback on that is I'm not a fan of rocks having the yami yami fruit, personally.
I mean, even if it wasn't, right? Like, what else could we explain an island just disappearing?
I actually have something I came up with while like you were here.
What is it?
I don't think it works, but technically, flame clouds can lift up an island. We saw it on Wano. Kaido got his special mythical fruit, like the fish, whatever, the whatever it's called, fruit on God Valley. Is it possible that whoever had it originally lifted the island up and just put it somewhere else?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's 20,000 islands, though. But I feel like that wouldn't be interesting.
No, it just
you know what I'm saying?
It's a way to explain what it is. I don't know.
Don't we have continent pullers? They could have had someone to use it for.
We ain't seen a single person pull a
seen
single
none of that, bro.
continent, bro.
Not once.
But it could be this. It could be why. This could be the last time that happened. I don't know.
I mean, to me, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't just kind of knock out what Larry was saying earlier about the whole for it being the ancient kingdom.
Yeah.
It just, to me, it just has to be another reason why the God Valley disappeared if that wasn't used. But that could very well explain why the ancient kingdom disappeared, because if they want to get rid of all traces, that's the way to do it. You know?
You know what it is too? I think people have like, because I'm also not a fan of Rox having a devil fruit. I would like him not to have one. But it's because also the way the Yami Yami is used with Blackbeard and his scheming ways and the way he's just like a coward to a degree, right? If you have somebody that's like Roger or Whitebeard with that devil fruit, you'd be like, okay, like I'm looking at this person the same way I look at Whitebeard with his. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he's still a monster, but the Yami Yami complements everything he does. And if Rox is like, yo, my whole crew deserted me, and I'm by myself, and I'm fighting whoever I'm fighting, and I failed at my goal, and I know I failed, yo, fail safe. I'm just going to go down with the entire thing. Whatever was here, I just took away. You will never get this back. The same way, like, the meta fruit that Boa Hancock has, her ability still lasts afterwards, right? What if he was just like, yo, Dark Hole sucked everything up, now it's gone forever. And then the devil fruit appears somewhere else. I mean, I'm not saying that's true, but there's no other way for me to explain why God Valley happened and what happened to it. Because I know Uranus wasn't used on it now. Like, I know for a fact.
Well, what were the effects of the knockup stream? I feel like there's ways to explain islands disappearing. Like, it's happened in the series before. It's just a matter of what you're willing to accept, you know?
I just think it's bad writing if it just happens to be another Skypiea.
Like another natural occurrence that just happened.
Yeah, like it has to be intentional. There was people of great powers that were there.
Yeah, I could accept that.
Yeah, but
honestly, with Boa Hank's ability, you could kind of do it too. You stone the entire island and just crack it.
Yeah, I mean,
crack the island?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we head back to Egghead Island, where it's said that 30,000 soldiers and a fleet bigger than a Buster Call has accumulated. The animal mechas are attacking the Marine ships because the Marines were attacking first. With this fleet are 9 Vice Admiral. We know 2 of them, Doberman and Doll. The rest are all new VCs. We see Kizaru eating, and he's on the Den Den Mushi with Sentoumaru. They poke at each other with threats, and Sentoumaru mentions how it's kind of weird that Kizaru's willing to murk Vegapunk when he spent so much time with him, as Vegapunk studied his abilities when they were super young. Kizaru says he's nothing but a cog in the machine. He doesn't actually want to do this, but they'd lose more if they destroy more. Then we see St. J. Garcia Saturn from the Gorosei tell Doberman to not let them know he's here, and also it's most likely a failed mission for the CP0. Morgan's put in the paper, the one Makino and Dadan read, that Luffy is holding Vegapunk hostage on Egghead. Saturn complains that it's been an entire day, and he doesn't know what's going on still. He then asks if the assistants of Vegapunk escaped, and it's confirmed yes. So he tells Doberman to sink them. Then Doberman informs him that Bonnie is on the island too, and Saturn replies that she has no more benefit to them. What went through your mind with all this, guys? And we'll start with Law.
So I guess this just confirms it, because I know we all expected it. It's just a small part about where the pacifist's beams. They're we got it. It's directly from Kizaru. But that goes to the thing. Like, I wonder what he couldn't fully replicate from the Lagias then, because if you're able to take this and then you're kind of able to copy it, right? But you weren't able to do it with the complete ability. So I guess maybe only some parts. So I wonder what was lacking for Vegapunk, or what he was missing or couldn't really do to utilize the full capability of the beams or the Lagia abilities. Because, you know, he's able to take Kizaru's light beams, but that's as far as you can go with other Lagias. So I thought that was very interesting. Like, you're able to take this, but from using other powers of different Lagias you can't use. So I was like, it's got to be something more to it, I guess, with Lagias, what makes them so different. You know, that's what I thought of there. And then there's just the situation here. This shows right here, like, again, it just made me think of Ohara. About you have the big people on Egghead leaving, and how the Garushians, again, track all them down and destroy them, you know? Regardless if they possibly know information or not. Like, you don't want to take that chance. Again, why Akainu became Fleet Admiral. Because he was on that same notion back at Ohara. It was like that one child, it doesn't matter if they might know or might not, or someone could even, instead of searching the ship, just finding out, no, just destroy everything and everyone to cover your bases. Showing again, like, it's a constant reminder who the true evil people of the world. Yeah, they say it's pirates, but it's obviously the world government, because not all pirates are bad, but mainly the world government. We're not really finding too many people who work for the world government that are actually, you know, decent or good. We see some Marines that are like decent, but not necessarily the world government. Everyone who's kind of aligned with the world government, you see, they're all just bad, you know. Yeah. So showing that like that, so like the world government does get put down through like Luffy and Dragon, the big war that happens. We may still have a place for where the Marines still fit, you know, like either led by Koby, Fujitora, or whatever. So I thought that was very interesting, as in the world government we put down, as in like ended. But the Marines may still be in place, because we still see good Marines, but we don't see one good person from the world government. So that made me think of that. And I think that's where we ended, but we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to end here.
Sep?
All right, one, always good to see my girl Doll, bro. You feel me? Yeah. Always good to see Doll.
She was looking right.
Yeah, man. I don't like girls who smoke, but I'll make an exception for Doll. Doberman, also cool to see him. I like the fact that we got 9 vice admirals here. You know, 9 vice admirals. There's 9 Straw Hat subordinates. I think we might be seeing something there. They might have to double up, though, because vice admirals don't have the best showing.
No, they'd be trash.
Yeah, I don't see any single vice admiral really pushing Zoro. So if that's going to be one of his opponents, I think we might have to get like a Seraphim plus vice admiral situation.
Yeah.
Same with Sanji, unless his opponent is Doll. So I like seeing Kizaru at all times. He's probably, I don't know if he's my favorite admiral. No, he's not, because Aokiji is. But in general, he just looks cool, man. And I like that the Marines are eating.
Yeah,
like, it's like they're really gearing up for this siege, for this war situation that they're in, because they gotta eat, they gotta prepare. I like seeing that element of the Marines. I loved seeing the little flashback with Vegapunk and Kizaru and Sentoumaru. Like, it shows that human element, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Sentoumaru, we see the bond that he actually has with Vegapunk and Kizaru. He's torn. He's actively fighting this person he respects and loves to protect this other person he respects and loves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I thought that's cool. In general, I loved hearing Saturn say, like, yo, I like this article, because it's deflecting blame off of them and onto Luffy for the Vegapunk situation. That's just funny to me. We get the little, you know, breakdown of where everybody is. Oda always does that when we take breaks from the main storyline here. I like Kizaru thinking more thoroughly, talking about like the inventory, or like the more, we don't want to fight here. Like, this is all valuable resources for us. The pacifistas, the island, the technology. We don't want to do battle here. We're being forced to because of the situation. To let you know that he thinks at a higher level. I know a lot of people call Kizaru stupid. I don't think that's the case. I just think he doesn't care as much as people like want him to. I had the same flashbacks as Lawrence did in regards to Ohara, but I did think it was really peculiar that Saturn was like, yo, we can just let Bonnie go. I thought that was bizarre. I think there's more to that he's not letting on. I think there might be a deal with Kuma or something. Because why?
Yeah.
Like, if you're willing to sink these people for this reason, this is a more powerful, more dangerous person, period. Why are we letting her go? I just don't get that. I don't follow that. So I think there might be something there that he's just not letting on. But that's all I got.
All right. I also had the enjoyment of seeing everybody eating. I love everybody in the chapter is eating. Even the final question I'm going to ask after this, they're eating too. Everybody's just like gearing up for what's about to happen, which is pretty dope. Kizaru also made me want ramen. I was like, bro, we should go get ramen. I was like, for facts, bro.
Low-key, if you check, the Marines are always eating ramen.
Yeah.
Like, even back at Dressrosa, always ramen.
I kind of think that we got confirmation this chapter with Vegapunk looking at Kizaru, and Sentoumaru's looking at Kizaru, and Kizaru's pointing up and shooting light into the air. We've always been talking about like awakenings and such like that. I think this is I think Oda has tried to tell us that Whoop Slap was giving us the message that Garp is okay. He hasn't departed this life. And I think what he did again was tell us that Kizaru's power actually was what was used during the Ancient Kingdom to create a never-ending light. It never gets dark where Enies Lobby is. And that's been a long time theory for us, thinking that why is it always light there? Well, since we've known about awakenings, we assumed that has to be Kizaru's thing, right? And Oda's literally having him shoot up straight into the air. Why wouldn't he just do it into a machine? Well, I think that's why. I think Oda's trying to tell us, like, yo, here's a little hint. The same way he did with Lucia's hole and, like, Enies Lobby's hole, right? I think this is Oda speaking to us again and telling us, this is confirmation, guys. Heads up. This is going to come forth eventually. I thought that was really cool. Let's see. I think I've always said this. I've always said that Blackbeard's ability is the darkness fruit. But then the opposite of that ability happens to be the light fruit, right? And it's kind of crazy that if Kizaru's fruit was used in a way for the Ancient Kingdom to make it never ending like daytime, that would prove that his fruit ultimately is like a cog in the machine. So I think that Oda once again is telling us, yo, Kizaru is an admiral. He has probably the second best devil fruit of all time. But ultimately, he's just a cog in the machine, and he's not going to be as important as we think he should be. And I think that's where it's going to come into play, where we've been talking. Is Saturn going to pass away? Is Kizaru going to pass away? I think Kizaru most likely is going to have his moment where, like, he's taken out of the story, this arc. And that's going to be the huge incident where they took out an admiral for good. And I don't think it'd be Luffy, but Blackbeard is coming. So we might have that altercation where darkness versus light is going to come into play, and Blackbeard will have his W against an admiral. We won't know how, because it's going to get off-paneled for sure. But it will make him, like, it'll hype everybody up, like, yo, he even beat light. I think that's going to work out that way. And then the Bonnie situation, you know, it made me think back to the erection plan, bro. It made me think back to the erection plan.
So we don't need her no more.
So what
I got these pills.
So what I will say is this. I do think that 𝐸 and the 𝙏𝙪𝙀 were trying to replicate her devil fruit by using, like, green blood, probably. And they found out that they couldn't imitate the immortality surgery that was once performed with her devil fruit. It was impossible. So they thought to them, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I think Oda was trying to tell us again that when Vegapunk got his age taken out, Bonnie ended up telling him the effects will reverse. It doesn't stay for good. You're only young for a certain period of time.
4 hours, typically.
She said that? Oh, come on, bro.
That's stupid.
Come on, bro. So I'm like, all right, like, that makes sense. So I think that's why they're like, yo, we have no benefit from her now. We don't care about her. She's just a little girl. Her power is useless, basically. And I think that's what Oda was trying to tell us. So I think this chapter is really good because I think a lot of things are being said
without being said.
Yeah. But all right, let's go to the last question, guys. We'll go to super chats and then we'll hit phone calls. Damn, I've been talking. Finally, we see a Denden Mushi signal come from Egghead to Mary Joa. Kizaru and crew tap in to listen. The girls say pick up and York is on the line. She yells at them and asks why are they trying to murk her when it was her that warned them about Stella's betrayal. They simply explain that, yo, you're a Vegapunk. York then says she wouldn't have told him then. And then Venus Juro asks if CP0 survived and what about the Strawhats. She explains she has seraphims. Are they trying to go to war with her? Jupiter says the Gorosei have changed their minds and want to know if she's able to create the mother flame again. York pokes fun of them and says, of course. She says, who's it for? And the power plant is on the island to create another one. She doesn't want the lab destroyed or for herself to be harmed. Also to make her a celestial dragon. They all say it will be done. They solidify the deal. Then she cries out to save her. She cries out for them to save her before the Straw Hats murk her. Everyone's shocked and don't know what that means. Then we see the Straw Hats, CP0, Bonnie, and Stella, standing above her as they let her speak into the Denden Mushi. What are your thoughts on this, guys? And we'll start with Seb.
All right, so one, I absolutely love that final panel. That's like big Straw Hat energy. It just is. I thought it was weird that 𝙑𝙀 was in the background and there was no Robin. I thought that was just bizarre to me.
Yeah.
We basically off-paneled the entire Egghead plot. Like, that's kind of crazy, but I'm with it. I know we had some Seraphim to fight or whatever, but like maybe we get a flashback on that. But I really did enjoy. It's the Straw Hats looking like a Yonko crew. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like acting the part. Like, yeah, we about to face off with all this, and like we're barricaded here and everything. But like we handled what we thought was like a real problem. Like last we saw, I think Frankie was stoned, Usopp was stoned. Yeah. Like there was a lot of problems, and like we're back and it's over. One night we dealt with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing to me. I like the conversation between York and the 𝙏𝙀𝙪, but I think the 𝙏𝙀𝙪 they speak so. There's times where they talk and I'm like, yo, they're supposed to be really smart, but the things they say are like dumb. You know what I mean? Like they just seem so behind the eight ball.
They do.
When they speak sometimes. And I don't like that. I want them to be stronger.
But they've been like this the whole time, though.
I didn't see it before.
We were just in mystery about them.
Yeah, I think the allure of the mystery of them is like was blind to me, but like they'd be dumb, bro.
Yeah.
We did. Was something I was supposed to bring up earlier. We did get confirmation about the barrier, Lawrence. The number that was circulating. Mm-hmm. It means that they're in full protection mode. So we finally got that. But in general, that double page sped was amazing, and your crying was fun. I loved Usopp too.
Mm-hmm. Usopp always has that cool moment.
That one, yeah, he just chilled. I thought, listen, y'all think I'm right? Jinbei was dope in the background, chilling, eating. Yeah. I thought like everybody just looks cool. Zoro probably looks the coolest because he's the one like holding the blade over.
I think Usopp looks the coolest.
Usopp looked cool because he's always shook on the phone. Like whenever they call like the big bad's call or whatever, he's always scared. He's like smiling.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was dope. 𝙑𝙀 looked like Abraham Lincoln. I don't know what that was about, but I just thought it was dope. Where's Robin?
Yeah.
Where is?
I mean, she always does this though.
Where is Robin? I wanted to see Robin.
Yeah.
It's like weird to me that like we had a full Straw Hat panel and like she not there. Mm-hmm. It kind of bothered me a little bit. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Law?
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Sebastian was saying. And honestly, there's something interesting here. It says that York says, actually, right? Oh, now you'll play along. Yes, I'm surprised you want. I'm not surprised you want it. I'm glad I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Talking about the Mother Flame, right? So I know we guys says Vegapunk, but they're all Vegapunk. But from here, it's saying that York sent it to them originally, I guess, right? So maybe it wasn't Vegapunk that sent it. Because remember the whole thing was like what Dragon and Ivanka were arguing about. Dragon says Vegapunk wouldn't send it to them, not like without full knowledge that it was like could be utilized as a weapon. But now we have York who's going behind the scenes trying to make deals with them. That the real Vegapunk didn't send it to them. It was York because she's trying to become a celestial dragon and kill off the original Vegapunk.
Yeah, you gotta stop using kill, bro.
Take out
you
the
gotta
other
stop using the D one too.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
So that's pretty much right. My bad. Yeah, so the York sent it. So that's very interesting. Now saying that, of course, because she's Vegapunk, that she could. So then also shows right here that we got it. It's not like they just have this power.
Yeah.
They have to keep producing it.
Yeah.
So it requires probably a lot of energy, and like I said, you need a whole power plant to try to produce it. So that's interesting what to do and then what it's capable of, right? But it makes sense because so then also is like, how does it fully work? Where is it stored? And how does it, if the power plant's here and you make it, how does it go to Meridros for them to control it? I guess we'll uncover all that later on. And I like how like the bravado she had in the beginning, like she's saying, "Oh, this is what the girl said," and the whole time you're a hostage, you know, you're under wraps and everything, and how and I want to know if like did they want Kizaru to hear this conversation? Because like they said, "Oh, you could," but it wasn't the government that said it. It was like the Marine. Oh yeah, you could listen in, and then Kizaru hit up. What does that? I wonder why Oda added Kizaru in this. What does that mean for him? Because usually not the admirals that are kind of in the loop with the situation is just the 𝙏𝙀𝙪 and who the party they're talking to. Now you add admiral, like is he gonna see how they really operate? Like we never got besides from like the fleet admiral.
Would he care?
Probably not. Because he's already lying with them. But we usually see the fleet admiral knows, but the admirals usually don't. you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. And yeah, and again, where's Robin?
I think she's behind Zoro, sitting with Jinbei. If you look at it, like Sanji's like running towards somewhere,
Yeah.
lovingly
maybe.
or whatever.
But
She's
it's
probably
weird that it's not shown. I was trying to look at other pages to see what she was doing, but that's all I got.
I agree with Seb. I feel like the girl Sage is incompetent, bro. I think one of these things got confirmed is that Saturn actually wasn't the shadowy figure that was taking out the Den Mushi cameras that were on Vega Egghead. I know we saw a silhouette and we were like, yo, that's him. I think that's kind of confirmation that that's no longer him. He doesn't know what's going on the island. What can I say about these guys? It wasn't Mother Frame. I think it's finally confirmed it's Mother Flame.
Thank God.
And I think this goes into Kizaru's ability a little bit more. Vegapunk stated that there's energy all around us. He just doesn't know how to have limitless energy. And that's something we try to do in like real life with nuclear energy, right? It's to create this limitless energy that we could just use for everything without relying on like fossil fuels and stuff like that, right? And for me, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe this fusion reactor is what the ancient kingdom used in order to create whatever light they were using from Kizaru's ability way back then for whoever had it to create the sky and make it, plentiful, right? But I also think that they're trying to use his power as well to create a weapon and of massive energy that they can't create anywhere else. And I think they put it into like a capsule the same way. You remember when people were saying like sometimes the movies are like a foreshadow to later on within One Piece that Oda tries to experiment with. You remember those dino eggs from the Z movie?
The Dinostones.
Yeah, the Dinostones.
Yeah.
I think that's basically what's happening is that Vegapunk's creating like mini Dinostones in the fusion reactor. He's given it to Uranus, the one he replicated and reverse engineered, because he reverse engineered this technology because he learned it.
You mean
from
York
the
is
Avoidance
doing
energy.
this?
She knows it too.
Okay.
But Vegapunk, the Stella itself, puts this into Uranus and then rains down all that energy that Kizaru placed into it, and they just use the fusion reactor to make it more like grand, more powerful. So I think that's what's happening, and that's why they need her to do this again. Now, at first, when I read this chapter with Chestnut and Hime, I didn't like this chapter.
Really?
No, I didn't like this chapter at all. I was like, yo, this chapter, I hate that we didn't see anything that the Straw Hats did, because when we left them, Vegapunk still had a gun pointed to his face.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He was in handcuffs. Like, that's the last time we were here.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't feel that way anymore. But I do still feel like I hate that I got to wait until next chapter to get flashbacks of what we should have just got.
You think we even get them?
We should.
I
usually
don't know.
I don't know.
We usually do.
I don't know what we do.
Like everybody got caught up in what was happening when we were like looking at what we were looking at with like Kuma and all this and that, right? But if you look at it, that's the last place we left off at on Egghead. There was a lot to be had, and we just didn't see any of it.
I think that's my biggest thing that I didn't like is that we skipped the Bonnie's Kuma flashback thing.
Yes!
That's the big, like,
Yes!
not the Seraphim dealing with it.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
That was my
How
number
do
one
we
complaint.
skip that, bro?
Yo, that was my number one complaint.
How?
Because this is the thing, right? I think Bonnie and the Kuma relationship and the situation that was going on was one of the best parts of Egghead. And the fact is, she's now here and she looks like she's content with whatever she learned that we just didn't see. Lucci is now on the side of the Straw Hats. And now it's like, yo, is he joining? Like, what's going on? Yeah, they tried to hunt him down twice already. This is the second time they tried to murk him off. And it's like when we saw Frankie, he was stoned. When we saw the Stella, he was about to get murked by York. It's like, what happened, bro? And I know that we're going to have to wait for other chapters.
Yeah.
But, like, me personally, I felt like, damn, I would have liked to see. Like, I would have just liked to go back to that moment and just... But I get the point of the chapter is that Oda was trying to give us this spectacle and be like, yo, look how cool this is. We just revealed something. But I feel like he kind of storyboarded for a quick second. Like, this was a storyboard type of chapter. But that's just me wanting more details because I love One Piece so much. Like, I want it to be in the mix. I wanted to be on that adventure. I wasn't done with Egghead. And now I feel like we skipped a bunch just to get to the point where Oda has to be like, all right, now the important stuff here is going to happen. Where I'm like, I kind of wanted to know what was happening right there.
And it's funny because I think a lot of like Wano complaints was that there was so much buildup that we didn't need, right?
Exactly.
And it's like, nah, we here where we're engaged and interested in all this buildup that you're doing because it was intriguing, and like just skipped it.
Yes.
It's like, whoa. You took the lesson and you're applying it, but you're applying it wrong. Low key.
And that was one of my biggest complaints about Wano, is that we kind of got storyboarded, but then we spent time on unnecessary things.
Yeah.
And nothing was paid off that we wanted paid off.
No, I agree. I get what you're saying. I do believe we're going to get it, hopefully next chapter, because this is also the way kind of Oda works. Like,
it does. He works this way.
Yeah, he shows it and then goes a flashback towards it. Oda loves his flashbacks.
He does.
Yeah, like he really, really does.
He about the flashback to a flashback of somebody witnessing a flashback.
I just hope, you know what it is too? I feel like, I hope it's in the best storytelling possible. Like, I don't want to just have like something important happen that's really cool, and then we have to go back to a flashback to explain whatever is currently going on in the story in order for it to make sense. Because then it's like you're forcing this type of mystery upon us when it kind of wasn't needed, and now it's annoying. You know, like his writing is amazing, but sometimes I feel like it borderlines on like almost becoming annoying, like almost. And I feel like, man, I just really personally just wanted to enjoy Egghead and what happened with Bonnie and Kuma.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because think about it. We left when Bonnie was learning where Kuma lived, and there were celestial dragons there. And it's like, we can't even get clarification on that now. We might have to wait 80 chapters for that.
She couldn't even bear to witness what was happening to him. She had to jump out.
Yes.
And then re-brace herself to get back into the flashback. It's like, yo, you don't gotta hype the flashback anymore, Oda. Just give it to us.
Yeah.
But
it's just being greedy.
Honestly, that reminded me of when you said it, just triggered something real quick. I think it was this chapter or last chapter, but the other translation where it seemed like we kind of got confirmation from the Gorosei. Because now he says she's just a girl, and one says she's just a little girl, right?
She's young or whatever.
Yeah, it made me think kind of confirmation on her age that she's not.
Nah.
But the translation now doesn't say little.
So
everybody a little girl to them.
Well,
they old, no?
it's like, I was going to say the certain island. But I will say this. I think everybody thinks that too, but they're forgetting that when we saw Bonnie, it was when Kuma didn't have the pawpaw fruit. Because when we saw him, he had robes on and he didn't have the ears. And then when we see him with Vegapunk's a little bit younger and he has it. And they're talking about the body losing the soul and how much grams it loses after, the soul leaves the body. That was a while ago. So I think that she's like 20. She's not an actual little girl. They just think she's a little girl for some reason.
Because she does revert back to like that form a lot.
Yeah.
But I think her base form is what we see, we just saw is...
Yeah, Bonnie has to be like 20 or like mid-20s for me.
I can't call it, bro.
Yeah. But other than that, guys, we're going to get into super chats. Listen, I'm sorry if we might not get into calls. If you want to leave now, you can. It's okay. But before you leave, please like the video. We appreciate it. All right, let's get to super chats.
All right, I was trying to remember exactly where we were. Okay. We got another 5 from Cheesy Wombat 52. It says, second time catching y'all live. I've been catching up on Spotify at work. Seb has the best taste. # Buggy Gang. You already know, man. Appreciate that. We got another 5 from Pat Flan 29. It says, I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9 because that means I stopped shooting. Dion Waiters and Seb, keep firing off those DMs, King. I will, man.
Oh my God.
We got another 2 from Reborn Creator. It says, how is Mihawk Fraud Watch? Don't answer, Mr. Sundial.
You said not to answer, so okay.
We got another.
Yo, Marvin's mad funny.
Yeah, that was his first super chat. We got another 10 from Brandon Miller. It says, sorry, super late tonight. Was driving to Brooklyn. but Broker, and my beef is officially squashed. Love this community, and he's actually a good guy despite the accent / wild
Did he
theories.
just call him Harry Potter,
He
bro?
did, bro. That's
so disrespectful,
those is fighting words, bro.
But that's kind of funny.
We got another 5 from Party Pete. It says, I thought something similar to Larry, but I think the current celestial dragons were the ones that used to live at Annie's lobby.
I don't know. I would say the Celestial Dragons were at God Valley more than...
Yeah.
Like, it's called God Valley.
Yeah.
And it was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And the Celestial Dragons were very prominent 800 years. Like, they weren't... You know what I'm saying?
They might not even have been a thing 800 years ago.
Yeah. They gathered up around then.
Yeah. Who knows? We got another 5 from the broker. It says, Larry must be right as he is so close to one of my theories. Really hope to get a call in with my really dark Koby theory. It is my most controversial. We'll see, broker.
We'll see.
We got another 2 from Project Iceman. It says, people sweating when Gorosei called Bonnie a child.
Yeah.
No comment. We got another 5 from Project Iceman. It says, Luffy, things are going crazy. I still can't find Vegapunk. Zoro, Luffy, don't you have observation Haki? Luffy, moments later, York is gone. Yeah, I think you had complained about that. Like, what's happening? Like, why are we not using
like why?
observation?
Like, the dude was on the island. Clearly.
You can sense Karibo absorbing Shirahoshi from, like, a castle away, which you can't sense. Vegapunk, bro.
Yeah.
And that was without Future Sight.
That was like 400 chapters ago.
And without Future Sight.
Yeah, without Future Sight. That's true.
Yeah, bro. We got another 5 from Xbox HOLOL. It says, yo, I just got out of work. First time seeing live. Love you boys. Y'all make my workday better. Hashtag Buggy Gang. Hashtag It's All Love. I love hearing people say like it's their first time and they still hashtag Buggy Gangs. That means they've been watching for a minute.
Or they're just following trends.
Is Buggy Gang a new trend?
Yo, it's been a trend for us for a while, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's not new. But that's all the super chats.
Yeah. All right. Hey, guys.
We got another one. 2 from Eric Tarlotto. Says, thank God Oda skipped all the trash no one wanted. Wow. Wow.
You ain't a true One Piece fan, bro. You're not a true One Piece fan, bro. But thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Appreciate you. Also, thank you for the likes on the video. If you haven't joined our Discord, please join our Discord. That's where you can talk to us and ask us questions, but also chat with the community. They be going off on the voice chats.
They do.
They be having a good time. A lot of respect and love is in our Discord if you wanted to join. But we have 13 minutes. Marv, let's try to hit some of these phone calls. We did pretty well.
Yeah, man.
For a lot that we had to do today.
It's because Lano wasn't here.
Damn.
I'm telling you.
Both of y'all shots.
He's not going to watch this.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Hey guys, it's Broker.
Broker! You got to call in, man. Happy early birthday,
you
bro.
would not believe the amount of money I have spent trying to call in.
I'm sorry.
That's your bribe, Marv.
I'm sorry.
Right. Okay. Right, so again, a lot of people are really going to dislike this theory, and as much as I would love it to be true, I don't think it will be, but I've got to say it anyway.
Okay.
I think everything we've seen on Pirate Island so far, as soon as all the Blackbeard pirates are no longer there, like when they're questioning Koby, I think ever since then, the person we've been following is actually Caterina Devon. And that using her devil fruit combined with Pudding's devil fruit ability, they have basically made a perfect copy of Koby, in which it's someone that looks like him, has the same physical characteristics, but also all of his memories. And that if I was going even deeper than that, we know from before the time skip mainly, but Lafitte is a master hypnotist. It's how he managed to get them to open the gates of justice, etc. Lafitte could have hypnotized Caterina Devon to even believe that she's Koby, and that way later down the line, like 40, 50 chapters, they can say a code word and suddenly all her memories will come back, and that'll be it. And then Blackbeard has this perfect nugget of information buried right within the Marines, the same way Doflamingo had with Virgo.
Bruh.
Yo, you know what Broker just said?
Yo, Order 66, bro.
No. That Koby is a scroll.
Yo, yeah.
He's a super scroll.
Yeah,
Hail
no,
Hydra.
yeah,
Hail Hydra time.
Exactly. Perfect. That's a perfect analogy. Thank you. Because I know a lot of people think that Caterina Devon's devil fruit is basically just a glorified version of Bon Clay's. But I think she can copy everything about a person except devil fruits. So it would explain why she's still able to use attacks like Honesty Impact, because it's not a devil fruit ability. She can copy all their physical power, just not devil fruits, because that'd be too broken.
So Pro Broker, is Koby gone? Like, where's Koby?
No. Oh, so I was hoping you'd ask. I think what we'll find out many chapters from, a few chapters from now, not loads, but we'll find out that there is a new member of the Blackbeard Pirates that wears a mask. They're not like a 10 Titanic captain. They're like under one of the captains. But they're going around causing loads of havoc in the new world. And that one of the people they'll come across is the Strawhats. And that they'll fight this person and the mask will come off and then we'll see that it's Koby. And that even though all of Koby's memories of being a Marine have gone, he still has memories of Luffy because they haven't considered that important enough to take. And that he will then be forced to like try and believe Luffy on whether or not Luffy says, look, you're a Marine, you're Koby, etc., or what he's been told by the Blackbeard Pirates.
You know what's crazy? That I was reading My Hero Academia, the latest chapter, and this sounds exactly like Himiko Toga, her power, as she's able to like replicate other people, their memories, and also their powers. And it's funny that you're saying this while that chapter just came out.
It's even wilder that you're saying that because I've said it 1,000 times that Deku and Koby are the same person.
I'm not up to date with My Hero, but thanks for the spoiler.
Damn,
Oh, my bad.
Yo, come on, bro. Larry stayed doing this, yo. He stayed doing this, yo.
Yo, my bad, bro. Listen.
It's fine. I'll catch up eventually.
All right, so I'll ask you this, Broker, before we like say things. What would be the reason for Caterina to do that with Koby?
So, again, purely so, it's the same role that Virgo played, in that she's someone that can then pass all this information, not only from the Marines, but also Marines that don't have to ask for permission to go on missions. So literally, she'd be able to go out there, she'd be able to spy on Yonko, she'd be able to go after anything she wants because she's a member of SWORD now. I think Blackbeard takes Koby with the original plan to immediately switch her with Devon. But that once he finds out from Kuzan that he's also a member of SWORD, that's just it. It's like, this is perfect. This is all I need. I'll now be able to get information from the Marines and be right at the heart of it as well.
And you know what else he'll be able to get? A battleship.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly.
Finally.
Yeah.
It was all just for the battleship.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't think it'll happen, but I like. The only thing I don't like about it is that like I'd like the feats that we see from Koby to just be Koby.
Yeah.
Versus like Caterina in his body doing things. But I like the idea. Like it.
Yeah.
For y'all to,
But you can have both. Like I say, if you have Koby as a member of the Blackbeard Pirates, we'll still see physical feats from Koby that are all his own.
Honestly, so I mess with it because, like, for example, we all kind of see where Oda, we see like little bits of it, and then he does it more on a grand scale, right? Something right. We saw Ibon Clay kind of imposed as someone else, right, to use that, but we saw that was like kind of small scale, right? And then we see. I guess, like, he brought out the whole Virgo, too. Infiltrating the Marines while being actually a spy for Doflamingo's family, right? But we also seen two reverse situations there where you say Corazon and Drake will kind of start off with pirates, then eventually they became Marines, but they were pretending still to be pirates, right? So this would be the biggest scale that Oda flips it, you know, where you have someone does this, but also they're not really that person. Would Oda do it? I don't know, because that would take a different story writing, and I actually would like it. The only thing where I would say now, or my only pushback is, Sebastian said, is that giant punch. If that never took place, I'd be like, that would be great if Oda had him do that.
Unless she could copy it.
Yeah, unless she could copy
Listen,
it.
she got the memories of them.
Again, I think she can copy it because it's not a devil fruit ability.
Yeah.
And also, she would have all the memories of Koby training whilst punching those battleships, etc. She'd have all of it, and she'd have the physical body to do it all. It's like I always say to people, it's basically the same as when Captain Ginyu swaps with Goku.
Yeah.
Because he has all Goku's power, but doesn't know how to use the body. Whereas I think now, mixing it with Pudding's devil fruit, you get past that, like, you know, held back, that, you know, withdrawal of it. You have all of it in one.
I wonder if passing memories to somebody else means that you also inherit their will. Because to a degree, you're becoming that person, right?
Mm-hmm. You think Caterina could get lost inside, like she can get lost in being Koby?
Well, the question has always been, if you're able to transfer somebody's will to something else, then what does that necessarily do for you overall in the future?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, if you get those memories from that person, do you necessarily inherit their will too?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting because then I would explain how Koby, if it is Caterina Devon, would be able to do what she just did to that hand.
You know what I'm
saying?
You know what the other thing about this is too that would be wild is if like Blackbeard uses this opportunity to come up on both the government and Cross Guild, where it's like I could still trade Koby in and like have this Koby mold. I just have to put like maybe tell Buggy or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm still gonna utilize this thing, but following on what Larry just said, I would love to see if we see these small moments where every now and again you have Koby sort of like looking in a mirror and not recognizing himself and stuff like that. These little hints you could dart over the next 50, 40 chapters, etc. You could have these little nuggets where we don't know what's going on. We assume like maybe it's PTSD from when Koby was captured by Blackbeard or something like that. Whereas every time they hear Blackbeard mentioned on the __Mushi as like being given orders, etc., we have Koby react this way. And the way all the other Marines, they just think it's because Koby was captured by Blackbeard, so he's reacting that way. As long as the code word is cherry pie, we're good.
Oh my God.
Honestly, the way it's written, it could be really well. And then I would like it too, or like you have Koby still trying to fight for freedom, and then he somehow gets out and then tries to fight the imposter him. Like, that's not me, you know? Like,
and then they do like the Spider-Man meme. They do the Spider-Man meme.
Hibari has to make a decision. Who's the real Koby? And she's like about to snipe, bro. I got too dark.
Pull it out. I know.
What'd you say? I can't with you.
Come on, bro.
And I'm done.
Broker, thank you so much for the theory. And happy.
I'm just glad I got through on my birthday.
Yeah, man. Happy early birthday, man. Glad to have you here. Seriously.
Thanks, guys. All right, great show. See you later.
Hey, appreciate you, Broker.
Appreciate you, bro.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Marv, 3 minutes left.
Do we have super chats?
We do have one.
All right, one call.
Quick call.
Yeah, quick call. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from that One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Language and rapid fire. We only have 2 minutes.
Oh, crud, I actually got on. This is Broker. Crud. Love the show. Thanks for the DDT, especially the new Naruto versus One Piece one. And I'm very excited for this week's episode of that. Sorry again for kissing. Really did not expect to get it. Okay, so my question is, we know Haki reigns supreme. Do you think the other supernovas will have some massive Haki bloom to keep them relevant? Because at this point, Luffy, Law, and Zoro could solo all the other supernovas.
Well, Kid's gone. Law might have one because he just fought somebody. Yarouge, I think we should expect big things from him.
Big things?
Beige, I would say nah. He's kind of done in the story. Hawkins is gone.
Killer is done.
Killer is done too. Unfortunate.
I don't think Killer and Kid are gone.
Drake is done, right?
I don't think they're gone.
No, Drake is not done, but Drake ain't gonna matter unless he comes back in to save Law to bring the story.
I mean,
all
Drake
the way
never
back.
did matter.
Yeah. Who else is in the worst end of
Bonnie.
Bonnie. I mean, her story is never gonna involve Haki. It's gonna involve Kuma and the Revs.
I could see a Haki bloom for her, but it just won't be anything too.
Yeah, it won't be crazy.
Yeah, at this point, if your Haki bloom doesn't involve like Conqueror's Haki, like I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
we're in the
like,
late.
We're late in the game now,
Yeah.
man. Like, Erogi's not about to be out here conquer, splitting skies and stuff. Like, it doesn't matter.
So the only one is really Law.
I don't think Kid and Killer are gone, personally. And I think there is an avenue for an advanced Conqueror's growth for Kid, but
Again, he done.
we'll see.
And Apu ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. But
It's
listen,
a shame about Rouge because with his Devil Fruit, he could be a future Kaido if he got his Haki up.
he could be a lot, man.
Yeah.
He a Birkin, man. There's a lot to be had with Birkins. But listen, I appreciate you. I'm so sorry we have to go. We only have like a
No,
minute
that's
left.
okay. I'm just glad I got in. Stop taking brokers' calls. Some of us want to talk.
Listen, man, we ain't the people.
Birthday.
You gotta talk to Marv about that, bro. All right, that's Marv's fault.
Broker paying Marvel.
Yeah, he paying Marv off. But thank you, bro.
Okay, bye.
Have a good
Appreciate
one.
you. Have a good night.
We did get one more super chat real quick. $10 from ZCF Inc. It says, the 5 elders and the D clan were once the same. Broke off over something Emu did, while Emu also ruins it with Joy Boy, making her have to clip him. Also, why she wanted the fruit, so they wanted with the hat.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe.
maybe.
I'm not sure about that. But that's interesting. But because with Lilith and everything, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're one.
But yeah, guys, this is the end of the show. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you for just watching us. Remember, you don't always have to be a member. You could just watch us. That gives us more growth opportunity than you think. And if you didn't want to become a member or didn't have like the funds or whatever, literally just share our stuff. That's it. Like, if you want to edit our videos, go ahead and post that to whatever. Like, just share us and just watch us, and that's enough for us. We did get another super chat from Noobish Advent. He says, put a little Luffy passing /G5 theory in Discord, but gonna change /add to it. But the quotation old man Luffy is actually just how a balloon would look after you inflate and play with it too much and let it relax. You got a little intimate at the end. Thank you. Yeah, definitely put that in the Discord. Guys, if you haven't joined our Discord, please do. It's very respectful. We have a lot of great times there. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. And if you have any thoughts about what we were talking about, comment on the video. That also helps us out too. Yeah. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Episode 112 in the books. My name is Larry.
Lawrence, Sam.
And this is That One Piece Talk. Jada!